Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Guess who's here?
Who?
Our producer, Samantha.
I know. Hey.
What have you guys been doing this week?
There's a lot of pooping and saying inappropriate things.
I will say something.
the usual.
I will say something that we did while you were not here is that we all peed with the door open.
Yeah.
Interesting flex.
But you stand diagonal, so you can't. So the person like walking around can't see you, but you could still carry on a conversation. Because what we say and our words are so important that they can't wait until we're done urinating.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Yeah. And then some real bad things happened, and you should get your affairs in order.
Oh my God!
I'll put it to you like this. Have you seen the Blippy video?
I have.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It's worse.
Speaking of Blippy, here's Canadian
Canadian Blippy.
Yeah, hey, everybody. It's Canada's Blippy. Canadian Blips on the phone.
Yeah.
What's up, Blip?
Hey, guys. Good to talk to you. Breaking news to start things off. Now available in Canada, White Claw.
All right.
Yeah. This is Canadian Josh, everybody. They should have rebranded it The Great White Claw because
That is
Canada
genius.
is the Great White North.
You know, the owner of White Claw, or at least the company that White Claw was invented
What's
from.
based out of Chicago.
Yeah, but is Canadian.
Yeah, he is.
He's like a Canadian wine connoisseur that started in the wine business.
I want to meet that guy, but apparently
Yeah.
he's like the Elon Musk of like wine and White Claw, and you can't get near him.
Well, I think White Claw turned profits of $1 billion recently or something. Like it made him a billionaire. Which,
I see people now. I'm not going to name any names. I'll tell you guys off the air. I see people now that dude all over White Claw for the longest time.
Right.
That are now like, oh, it's my new thing.
claw heads.
And it makes me angry.
well, people resisted it, and then there was a.
It's not a manly drink.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
mostly
yeah.
dudes that
Yeah.
were
Pouring White
talking
Claw.
trash.
Tom has it right too. White Claw, Big Blue Bart Merritt cup. Fill it with ice. Dump your White Claw in it, and you got to dump it fast so that sizzle comes up, and then go sit on your patio and tell me that's not a refreshing drink.
Yeah.
I dare anybody.
When you're
to
moving, most refreshing drink, White Claw.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
And also, like, I remember taking it to a poker game, and all the guys were doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is alcohol. Just like, I'm like, what is it? I'm like, alcohol, your alcohol, like, we're all drinking
all
alcohol.
alcoholics together.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know there was like a girl alcohol, boy alcohol. Like,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You
Yeah,
know.
gendered alcohol.
And I'm higher than John, too.
Yeah.
So screw
Right.
you.
It does. Also, when you're high, the flavors taste better.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Anyway, hey, Canadian Josh, how you been, man? You holding up?
I'm doing good, guys. Yeah, really excited that we now have White Claw available everywhere in
Dig it.
Canada. Yeah, that guy's Anthony Von Mandel is his name. He got his start as wineries, selling wine, high-class wineries, and then, of course, Mike's Hard Lemonade. And he has now parlayed that into an empire. $3.4 billion with a B is what that guy's worth now. So
Whoa.
he's doing okay.
Yep.
I'm telling you, man.
That's
And it all has to do with the attention that he puts on the flavors. But
Yeah.
and we're gonna have some White Claw 70 today when we game on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do a little bit gaming.
I've actually switched to that.
Me too.
At nights because I was like, I'd like a little bit of alcohol, but the 70, you know,
It's
might
nice.
as well dial it back.
Now I drink 35 a night.
You know?
35 70s gets me right at Tracy Claw's level.
Yeah. I do tend to not sip it as much.
No.
I gulp it.
The Clementine will go down quick.
So, Josh, have you seen your family yet? Are you still stuck up, in the oil fields of Canada or wherever the hell?
Yes, I have not seen my family yet. I am now going on week 8. However, there is a little light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe next week they're going to resume domestic flights within Canada. So fingers crossed next week I will get to go home and get to know my family again because they're just people I see on FaceTime now. So.
How is Canada, doing with this whole deal? Is it... is it similar to the United States as far as everybody's still at home? Is it slowly reopening like here?
Yeah, exactly. Similar to you guys, where the slow reopening is starting now. Limited people here and there, limited restaurants, distancing and all that. So yeah, we're opening back up, ready to roll.
Has it been cold up there? Because it's been abnormally cold, obviously, that whatever that cold front that came through. There's snowing up north and everything.
Well,
and
everything here has been. I mean, I gotta say, man, for a pandemic, our weather has been unblanking believable lately.
Well, for the middle of May, it's
nice,
colder than normal.
Yeah, it's like California weather.
Yeah, like 60s at night for Florida in mid-May is unheard of.
Oh, dude, that's what gets me into trouble with a White Claw. I sat out on the balcony and the weather's so damn nice.
So has it been abnormally cold in Canada?
It depends what coast you're on. For example, I'm in the Pacific Northwest right now. It's been beautiful. Sunny, mid to high 70s, cool at night. But then my wife sends a picture this morning when she let the dog out, and there was snow on our back patio. So East Coast bad, West Coast is good right now as far as weather goes.
I didn't strike you to be married to a Baja man.
Josh, you got any stories for us today?
I sure do, buddy. Yeah, so we'll do the Choose Your Own Canadian Adventure this week.
Yeah!
2 topics. You can pick one, or we can go through both of them.
All right.
So the first one, with a disclaimer, this isn't going to be a political debate, but we can discuss liberalism versus conservatism, the differences between the United States and Canada, and their big differences. And the other topic is, you guys are still using pennies. What's up with that? Which one?
Oh, pennies make me mad.
I like this. He's so informative and he's well planned out. Like, what is EJ doing?
Stop it. EJ's
He
good.
does this every week.
EJ's good at bouncing his leg and sweating through polos.
You know what? EJ sent me a very heartfelt
text.
Oh, he did
did
to you
he?
too?
Yeah.
I didn't
Wait
get
a minute.
nothing.
He said it to both of us?
Oh,
Then that negates it.
Yeah.
Did you get the same message?
That's what we got to compare. Hold
okay,
on.
Let me see if we
Oh,
got the same.
I hope
Hold
it's
on,
identical.
Josh.
I love it when it's
I didn't get
Okay,
nothing,
okay.
by the way.
We're trying
Josh.
to get EJ here.
Okay, hold on,
I think
hold
he
on.
got a little nervous.
Get him good.
Okay, he said,
Get him good.
I just wanted to thank you for giving me an outlet.
Hold on.
Oh, you got a longer one, didn't you?
Yesterday at 4:31 p.m.
431, that's what I got.
Oh, I just wanted to thank you for giving me an outlet. Same message means nothing. Nothing.
Meaningless.
Spit is canceled.
Meaningless. Canceled.
By
You
the
know
way,
what?
I'm the one that schedules it. I didn't even get a damn
No,
text.
canceled now. Now we have to go on his Twitter, scrape it, find anything he says is bad. Then we have to cancel him, cancel his family, burn his house down.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah. I just typed back, what's an outlet?
I type back, who is this?
All right, Josh, let's go first with, I kind of want to end with like the non-controversial topic. So because we got some time, let's do the liberal-conservative deal first, then we'll end with pennies.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to get into a political debate here, so unlike you guys in Canada, we have more than just two parties. Pretty much predominantly in the United States, it's you're conservative or you're liberal. Now, the two main parties in Canada is the Liberal Party and the Conservative Party. But then there's some other parties. There's one called the New Democratic Party. We've got the Green Party. We've got the Bloc Québécois. They're the Quebec Party.
The Bloc
Currently,
Québécois.
the country... Bloc Québécois, and ironically, that party was founded on the basis and that they don't want to be part of Canada. They're an official political party, so kind of interesting.
That is.
Are they like, they want to be their own,
Sovereign
nation?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Kind of like the Keys was back in the day.
Call for pub. Oh, God.
I support that. I think the Keys should be a separate.
It just gave beach trash the excuse to order a flag online.
This would be the White Bahamas. The white gay
That's
Bahamas.
not going to be any fun. The white gay Bahamas.
That's what the Keys are. So, do you have? Okay, let me ask you this, Canadian Josh, because I find it interesting. Do you are there like conservatives in Canada more of like outdoorsmen, into the guns, into the
Like, off-road
hunting,
vehicles,
the off-road? Because there's like a
Survivalist.
a stereotype that's like that here in the United States, and by all means, it's not everybody. Because what's funny about that is that if you're into the outdoors, you're like conservative or hippie.
Yeah. There's no middle ground.
Like the hippies love outdoors too. Like and if you go to Colorado, it's long hair, live off the
it's
earth.
Funny. You see gray, long-haired woman in a tent with her dog, or you see guy with tactical vest on with an AR.
Both love outdoors.
Yeah, they love it.
So
yeah, exactly. So by and large, your quote unquote conservatives, like your rednecks that you guys would picture, by and large, those would be your conservatives, and your hippies would be more so the liberals. But it's still kind of and you still, to a degree, have that liberal versus conservative mindset. Not as harsh a line as you guys tend to draw in the United States. The biggest difference this is the best way I can explain it to you guys. For example, I'm a conservative in Canada. I'm a card-carrying conservative. I always have been. But a conservative in the southeastern United States would probably still refer to me as a bleeding heart liberal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It does.
So based on your culture, you are right wing or right leaning conservative, but here, if you talk to my pop, you'd be a GD hippie.
Yeah.
You slap your cheeks.
I would. Yeah, exactly. I would be a dirty dem to your pop. But so I guess a conservative in Canada is what you guys would consider a very middle of the road moderate Republican, and it's more so along the lines not so much with social issues. It is, and I know it's stereotypical. You guys say it a lot, but it is financial conservatism in my mind. That's why I've always been conservative. Justin Trudeau spends like a drunken sailor. All his campaigns are credit. Oh, geez, here I'm sorry. I'm getting. But yeah,
You're falling into the trap.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
God.
you can say it here because us Americans are like
we don't care.
Who?
The good-looking Canadian mayor.
So
We don't
Tom
know who
Cruise,
he
yeah.
is.
Who cares if Tom Cruise spends his money? That's what we say. And it's funny to hear your
Don't you guys use snow as money?
Yeah, it's funny to hear your old man gene just take over in your brain. You know, he had no control over it.
Stop it! I know.
So, what about the pennies, Josh? I want to hear about the Canadian pennies.
So you guys, and I have a hard time getting my mind around this. If you went in and paid with cash and got change back, you guys would still get pennies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, I have, Josh, I don't know if you heard my
I
rant.
throw them away too. I throw them in the trash.
No.
About getting mad about them giving me pennies back as change, because I do like when they give the option of just giving me back like a nickel or a dime instead of messing with the pennies. And then I think round it off. And
I
then,
don't like any change. I just want to deal with paper money rounded off. And if you give me metal coins, I throw them in the trash.
Well, honestly, most businesses have adopted no cash policy during these times. And along with my theories of like movie theaters and some other industry that is slowly maybe on the downside and this kind of progressing it faster, I think that's going to do this exact same thing with cash. I think this may be the beginning of the end of cash because
I can see that.
It's kind of ridiculous that we still use coins and cash
It is.
for the most part.
It's crazy. So, like, we've been in this, we've been getting rid of pennies. The decision was made in 2013. That's when the Royal Canadian Mint stopped distributing them. However, it's still considered currency and part of the monetary system. It does remain a legal tender, but once the distribution of the coins ceased, vendors were just expected to round up, like we said. And so if it's a cash transaction, it's rounded to the nearest fifth, and then if it's non-cash, well, that's electronic, so it doesn't matter. Now, the ironic part about this whole penny situation, when it went down, so talks were, the rumor starts getting out, okay, we're getting rid of pennies, and so in the last year when they were still making pennies, people heard that we're getting rid of pennies, so everybody started hoarding pennies. So ironically, in their last year of production, the Royal Canadian Mint had to make double the amount of pennies they've ever made because people were just hoarding them all, and there was no more pennies in the last year.
Stupid. It's for whatever reason, human
we love
beings
hoarding stuff.
Yeah. Like if you tell us that we can't have something anymore,
Yeah.
we want
Oh,
all
my
of
God.
it, and then we get scared. We're like, wait a minute, no more pennies. I gotta get all the pennies so that I can put them in some sort of bucket in my closet,
And then
just sit
one
there
day I'll
until
wake up and have $1 million.
and then I die, and then my kids punt it in the trash.
Oh, that's Daddy's penny bucket.
Yeah. And then I don't know why we do this as a society and as human beings, but
I've only
it's
done it one
absurd.
time. I've only done it one time with one product. It was that 30 SPF Lubriderm lotion.
Oh, that they stopped making? And
Yeah,
then,
it's like a hand lotion that you can, but I use it on my tattoos, and it's got a 30 SPF in it. It's nice.
Yeah.
And Lubriderm stopped making it. And they only sold it at Big Lots. So I went there and I bought a case of it.
Yeah.
I still punted it in the trash because it rotted. It got all yellow and gooey and goopy, and I'm like, oh, that was stupid.
Yeah, sunscreen
I
has
wasted $7.
an expiration, which is, I think they made it, and so it has
But
an
it
expiration.
starts to
There's no-
look weird. It separates.
Yeah. There's
Like
no-
salad dressing.
So now let me ask you, Josh, did all the economy change and round up or down so that you didn't have these increments of pennies for the cost of goods? Like, did that change?
Yeah, so they will take pennies, but they will never give pennies back. You'll just be rounded to the nearest 5-cent mark.
Okay, but is the cost of goods and services rounded so that it doesn't come out to like 13 cents? It's going down to either 10.
Are you saying like what percentage of an increase?
Yeah, there's some wiggle room in there. Like, as the vendor, it's your choice, right? You want to round it up, you round it down. Is anybody really going to notice if you round it up 2 cents? So yeah, they put it up a little bit on something, and who the hell's going to notice, right?
Well, a lot of
I
people
would.
would. You know, if you're pinching pennies, sure. I mean, like. Especially right now, I think people are kind of honing in their finances, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
God, even at my poorest, and I was poor for a long time. Like, I
you
never
went to the coin machine, the coin star.
Coin
I
star.
did.
No, I did. No, I'm talking
Oh, I
about.
almost cursed. I did. I remember I did it one time because I had missed. I had a late payment on. I lived over by UCF. I had a late payment on my power, and they turned it off.
Yeah.
And I remember dumping an entire Sun Tea jar of coins into a coin thingy.
And this probably has to do with me being bad at life too. But I never looked at I never understand, like, when people looked at gas prices and then something was 3 cents off another,
Right.
and then they would like go to that. I'd be like,
my dad would.
3 cents.
Yeah.
And then if something was between like 5 cents, like
No.
none of that made
1
any difference.
cent. My dad would drive from DeLand to Barberville.
What is it?
To the 76 station. Remember
But it's
Unicol? What was it?
counterintuitive. You're wasting-
Unicol? The Unicol 76 station to get a cent off.
But you're wasting
Oh,
more
my
money
God.
in the
Driving,
drive.
yeah.
Don't
than-
tell him that. He'll slap your face.
I'm just saying, like, I never, even at the poorest I've ever been, when it came down to like
Tom.
5 cents, it didn't make.
I kid you not. I probably
But
traveled with my
anything.
father over 100 times to Barberville to save 1 penny. I swear to you. Or like, let's see, how many gallons
It's
did it take
illogical.
to save? Let me correct myself. To save 15 cents.
See, I feel like.
Because if he's holding 15 gallons, there's his savings.
But Josh, tell me if you agree with this.
Yeah.
I feel like, how some people are. You would say frugal. If you want to be polite, and if you want to be derogatory, you say
Cheap.
cheap.
Yeah.
But
That's me. I'm frugal.
But
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Nothing wrong with that.
It's more of a
Even in Animal Crossing.
of a mental block than an actual logical decision to save money, because of the
Oh yeah, I can't help it.
the frugal people that I
Yeah.
know, or the cheap people that I know, they'll do illogical things. Like my buddy Logic Man, I love him, but
What is
he-
Logic Man?
He's also one of the cheapest people I've ever seen in my life.
he's very frugal, and he used to drive when we.
He has a lot of money, but I mean,
Yeah.
he's doing well, but
Yeah.
he's cheap.
He is he's done well in
And
life.
he says he's logical enough to say he's cheap to your face.
But the only logical thing he does, I've seen him do it, is back in college, he'd drive around back before Wawa was here. Obviously, this is like early 2000s. But he'd drive around to the gas station that had free air for his tires.
Instead of spending 50 cents.
Yeah, and I used
Exactly.
I used to tell him, I was like, you're spending more in gas driving to the far gas station, the free air, than you would be spending 50 cents.
Did he grow up poor?
Yeah.
I wonder if that has anything to do with
But
it.
no,
Probably, yeah.
but it's still this way. And the guy, he's richer than
Oh, I know, but
me.
But it's your mentality.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, that's how I am. I'm like, oh
It's-
nope. If I can save a couple bucks, I'll do it.
it's a mental block.
Yeah.
My pop up was the same
I'll
way.
buy the generic of anything or a name
Andrea's
brand.
like Andrea's like that. Like Andrea will not like even purchase anything for herself.
Me either.
Yeah.
like at all.
Yeah.
Like I have to force her. I'm like, well, even things she needs. I'm like, well, you've been exercising every day. Your running shoes are trashed. That's not good for your body.
Right.
Like your feet are like, oh, my feet hurt. Yeah, because your running shoes are trash. Go buy a pair of $50. $50?
Yeah.
How? No way. I'm not. That's for Maisie, or that. I'll get something for you. I'm like
$50. You're gonna pay less? $110.
Payless.
Well, she doesn't buy. Dude, you think she can go to Foot Locker and get real ones? Yeah. She's gonna go get the ones that are 2 years old.
Dude, go to Marshall's. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I guarantee.
Marshalls.
Yeah, that's what she'll
Or
do.
Burlington.
She ain't gonna go to
made out of wood.
She hasn't bought a new pair of athletic shoes in probably 5 years.
Gotta treat yourself.
No.
What are you gonna die with a bunch of money for?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
That's what I told my pop. He grew up like an orphanage, Great Depression. It was just ingrained in him never to spend money, and I never understood that mentality. I'm like, you're only here for a short time, like. You spend the money, enjoy life. Don't waste it.
You don't have to be reckless, but
yeah, there's something definitely deeply rooted in the human psyche as far as making a deal. When you started talking about that, it reminded me back in the day when you guys or listeners used to post fake ads on Craigslist and give them your number, and these people would call up to get the free airboat or three-wheeler or whatever. And Dan, you would do the most insane voices. Just come up with the most preposterous things saying to these people, and they would still stay on the line because the hope of that free airboat was there. So there's something in the psychology.
The favorite one of mine really was, out of all of them, was the free affliction shirts that had been run over by the 18-wheeler.
Yeah. That lady who wanted them back.
Well, no, you didn't see all the other people that just, I didn't pick up. Yeah, we got calls for like a week after that of people just calling about those.
So, Josh, in Canada, and I think I've asked you about this before, but when it comes to like enjoying the outdoors and the national parks, first, did you? I don't know if you saw the story about the lady that fell in the hot. I think they called it a thermal feature at Yellowstone. Did you see that? She snuck in there and then she lived, but you burned her clothes off or something.
What?
Burned her clothes off. Hold on.
They found her walking, and then she had to go to the hospital. No, she just got like a real bad burn. She went to go take a selfie and she stepped backwards and fell in the hot pot or whatever.
Oh my God!
And then
you got to leave her in there a good 5 seconds or she'll be overdone.
She snuck in there.
In there.
And it's because the national parks are closed. Have they closed? And how do they do like the national parks up there in Canada? Is it similar? You pay a fee to get in? Are they
Your
free?
Your pop-up said all the national parks in Canada are gay.
Yeah, I heard that. He did.
Yeah, that's true. Pop was 100% right. Our national parks are all gay. Similar to your guys. But
I knew he was right.
This here's a gay state park, and that over there is a turd ranger. I'm extra juvenile today.
Yeah, they are closed right now.
Okay.
Why?
Just to, if you guys don't mind, I just wanted to tie a bow on the penny topic because I figured you guys would love this. So all our pennies, they're obviously taken to the bank. They're turned in, they're recycled, they're melted down. They're primarily made out of steel, so that's what they get out of them. So the contract was awarded to a company based in Montreal to recycle all the pennies. And the name of the company that's recycling all Canadians' pennies is American Iron and Metal Incorporated.
All right. Is it a Canadian company?
It's a Canadian company, probably based out of the U.S. somewhere, but I just thought it was kind of ironic and funny. Maybe not funny, but the name of it, the company who takes and destroys all our pennies, is American Iron and Metal.
I feel like that company is owned by a similar-minded pop-up that is like, one day I'll destroy all of Canada's pennies.
Why didn't I invent that company?
I'll melt them down and make American steel for Obama trucks.
That's the flex fuel, right?
Yeah.
Any truck that saves you money is an Obama truck.
Well, GMC.
Oh, GMC. That's because of the bailout.
Anything
right?
but Ford. Oh, my pop-up and his neighbor. I pulled up in my GMC truck.
Yeah.
He was like, Obama truck. I'm like, Obama truck. I didn't even know that. And they're like, Ford didn't take the bailout.
There's some rumors out there about Ford being acquired. You know, just because of everything happening.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, I
You know,
can imagine,
there's
though.
some crazy automobile deals floating, little rumors and whatnot's floating around.
Yeah,
out there.
there's a lot of like.
We are pivoting, folks. This is Pangea. We are moving into new weird stuff.
There's a lot of projections of like where companies are going and manufacturing, and then like I think the harsh reality of like maybe a year of down sales and stuff, and like it not getting back to where it was immediately, and it taking a prolonged amount of time. I think people's mindset were like, oh, it happened so fast, it's going to unhappen just as fast.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, oh no, this is going to be a long-term thing. Sales are going to be down, and then every company is scrambling to figure
I feel like
out
the
what.
places that are probably like the worst off right now would be your sex clubs, like your Woodshed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
A lot of a lot of contact, right? I was
Yeah.
trying to think of what's the most contact you can have with like
For me,
places-
it's concert venues
Concert
and things like
venues,
Hard
yeah.
Rock. Like when,
I don't know why I went right to Woodshed.
but but you're right. Yeah. Like, well, but that's a small amount of people that they could all figure
That's
each other.
true.
You know, if they all know
it's
each
like
other.
a warehouse. There's a lot of space.
Don't
But
cough
yeah,
in it.
all the concerts I had for this summer all postponed.
But
Yeah.
like giant events too, like
Festivals.
the huge festivals, like
Crime Con.
there's all those things that
cons.
people are trying to figure out.
Con.
But like all the
Coffee-Con.
the concert venues are the ones that like well, I'm sure they're like, what the hell are we gonna do the
Right.
next year? Like, how are we gonna even come close to starting back up again? Because even the artists, like, for one thing, of a restaurant, okay, you're open at half capacity, right? So then
Not even 25.
or 25%, but like let's say eventually gets to half, you're like, at least I could do half staff and figure that out. And you know, but with a concert, if you do like 25% of the audience, the artists aren't going to come for that money. You see what I'm saying? Because they're like, well, I'm not even going to travel and do a tour for 25% of the audience, because then.
But let's look at the positive here. Like I was talking about exactly the same thing with Andrea. Now, if you are a music lover, now I know that the people that are working, you're working musicians, and I know a lot of them. You're singers, you're actors, you're dancers, you're performers, theme park employees, all of those people. You know, my heart goes out, and it crushes me that we don't know where we're going yet.
Yeah.
But
Feel
from
bad
an
now.
artist standpoint, I do feel like some of your better bands and singer-songwriters will take this time to kind of tuck in, and we might end up getting almost like an explosion of art and creativity because of them being kind of a little bit scared and and locked in their studio or their home, so there's always going to be a reaction to something. So I do think we'll see some pretty stellar art, but it scares me for my friends that perform.
But in a day and age where we always talked about all the new, like, all performers can only make money on tour.
Thank you. That's
and not selling their music. Now it's like,
shifts right back.
We only need to make money selling our music. And is society going to go back to supporting them by buying their music?
If we're good people, you will.
I feel like you would.
So when you get music and local bands, I mean, like, let's take a band that Samantha and I both love dearly, The Pauses. They put out an EP last week with 3 cover songs on it. It's their quarantine songs that they've been covering, and they're phenomenal.
Is it for sale?
Yeah, it's for sale.
Quarantunes.
It's Quarantunes. Search for it on Bandcamp. Shout out to those guys, The Pauses, just like it's, just like and you can support those bands, but don't get it from a friend. Certainly don't download it illegally. Throw them the $7 to $20 or whatever cheap, if you have it. Isn't that weird?
Josh, last question for you. When does Canada school start after the summer? Is it the same as America, like August, September-ish?
No, it's usually the first week in September.
Okay, so all right. So around the same time. I know my wife was concerned. She was talking to a teacher friend of hers. And
we are too.
And they're already, just in case, preparing to go virtual even in fall, in case they need to go virtual. And scared Crystal because she was like, oh, my God, like virtual again in fall, now, who knows if that's the reality? I'm sure they're just preparing for worst case scenario, but
we've
I know
already
all moms are like and dads are like, oh,
yeah, like
let's
I
see
don't
what
know what we do because Maisie will be starting kindergarten at some point. I hope.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right, Josh. We appreciate it.
Yeah, okay, thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll talk to you next month real quick. I'll get my plug in. As you know, I mentioned last month I do freelance voiceover work. You can find me jcvoiceover.com, and I'm actually going to be working with the Tuttle Daily Podcast.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
How'd you get involved with Tuttle, Josh?
You just got yourself a side of crazy.
I feel like this is going to be turned into Canadian Josh meetings with Tuttle,
Yeah.
or you just tell us what your business
Or
meetings
we'll
are
be like, where'd Canadian Josh go? And Tuttle killed you.
Oh, no.
it'd be hard for him to get
I hope
you.
not.
Yeah.
I think their connection was made through you guys here
Great.
on the show, and then I reached out to him, and so yeah, he's looking at me having just do some voiceovers, some sweeps, some imaging, and stuff like that.
That's all. Hey, I need some too. Hey, shoot me an email because I need some too. If you can just shoot me an email, it's a nice reminder sitting in my email box. But I need to get with you because I need some stuff done too.
And hopefully one day soon you'll hear me on the Goof Duck podcast.
No.
A man can only hope. Hey, they reached out to us the 18th at 3:30. If you can do it, it's a Monday. It's a Monday.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Okay, we're gonna say in the afternoon. Sam, you're excused. You don't even have to be here. I wouldn't
Okay.
do that to you. All right, Josh. Well, hey, take care, man, and I guess we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Thanks, guys. Love you. Talk to you next month.
All right,
All right,
man.
see ya.
Love you too. Be good. That is our good friend, Canadian Josh, live from the Great White North. Hasn't seen his family in 8 weeks.
Yeah.
God, that'd
That
be
sucks.
awesome. Oh,
He's a paramedic for the oil the refinery or
There you go.
pipeline up there. Or
he's an
whatever it is.
oil paramedic. We don't know. It's funny how little we listen. I just sit here and I'm like, what can I say that's funny? That everybody
Someone's
else is
talking. I'm just thinking of something funny to
Think of
say.
something funny. Think of something
He's
funny.
saying something.
What's he talking about? What'd you hear? Oil? Say something funny.
Gay parks.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more Corporate Time. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
So I saw the story, and it's, I go through the news, and basically it's all COVID stuff, and,
Yeah.
and then I
Lots.
go back. And then every once in a while, they'll throw in some, story.
Yeah,
that's
it's usually
non-
COVID or political debate, and
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
no
yeah.
interest in either.
Me neither. But this one from TMZ is about a YouTuber, Logan Thirticare.
Was that the guy that went to the suicide forest or what?
No, that's Logan Paul.
Yeah,
Ah.
there are a lot of Logans on
There's
YouTube.
a lot of Logans.
Yeah.
This guy is Super Bowser Logan, and he won a $800,000 auction to hang out with Tom Brady for the day. I guess Brady put up a like a charity auction, and basically it's you get to watch a Tampa Bay game sidelined. He's gonna after the game give you his game worn jersey, and then
Wow.
you get to have a dinner that night with Tom Brady after the game.
That's a really
Where's dinner?
awesome prize.
I guess the winner gets the pick, right?
Oh.
And he picks sushi or whatever. That's what he said. But so this guy, I never even heard
Brady
of him.
won't eat a dinner, right?
Yeah, at sushi. Yeah.
Doesn't he just
I
eat-
mean, he played a football game.
But
in a
doesn't he
football
just
game.
eat packets of fuel and water? Like, I'm serious.
I think during the football season, he probably loosens his regulations of eating because I'm
burning so much
Yeah.
calories
During
working out and
a full NFL football game. I mean, that's gotta. I mean, even though Brady's not moving as much as he used to,
Yeah.
he's still burning some insane
the
calories.
chat
right?
room's just hammering great ideas like Fazoli's, Taco Bell, Olive Garden. Mwah, that would be fantastic.
So
I'd bid on eating Olive Garden with Tom Brady.
and apparently this guy
That'd be
is
fun.
a huge Brady fan, and he said he had $2 million. That was his budget for this, and he got it at $800K. So I was like, how does this kid have so much money? Because if you look at him, he looks like I don't know
kid.
how old he is, but he's a
teen.
I think he's in early 20s. But he started a YouTube channel called Super Bowser Logan, and basically it's all about Super Mario Brothers and stuff. I thought it was him playing it, but apparently it's him like using stuffed animals of the Mario Brothers and like Like,
Wait a minute, do that again.
and it says at one point Logan reportedly was making close to $1 million a month on YouTube revenue.
Okay, do you want me to look
my
up one
I'm
of his
like,
videos?
wow.
His net worth is around $5 million. It says he's 25 years old, and it says he makes plush videos.
Yeah, so it's the videos is of him.
With plushies.
There's
Well, he's the first thing that comes up when you type in super. He's got 3.17 million subscribers.
if you go to the TMZ story down below, there's a YouTube video about him and how much money he's made and his cars and his riches and everything.
Okay, here's his. I've pulled up his newest video here. I'll throw this on the. Here, hold on, so everybody can see it. Let me see if this works here.
Oh man, these paper airplanes are gonna fly so far. Oh, it's so cool.
Hey there, what you doing?
Oh my god, you're so cute.
Oh, thank you. You're cute too.
Oh, you want to be my girlfriend?
Oh my gosh, what is that?
These are two puppets, by the way.
I'm not watching
Okay.
that. I'm not gonna watch that.
$1 million a month.
Yeah, that's worth it.
So, okay, if you go, Daniel, try to go to a TMZ stories. These are more into what he makes. Like there's someone made a YouTube video about him, and I guess it's a explanation. So my question to you guys is, I know me and Daniel have got a little idea about the monetization of YouTube and how they pay and stuff. Go down, keep going down.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
I
And
thought I clicked the right video.
if you go down to the next video, it'll.
They're both gonna play now.
Oh, okay.
Because I
Gotcha.
hit this one first. So let me stop that.
But so there's no way, because I know the YouTube's paying him through advertising that they put up. Keep going down. That's the Brady one, and then there it is. Like this, I guess explains how he made his money.
Right.
So that's Logan right there.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh.
Trash. Well, my car's trash. The Aventador, the red one, is the one that's trash.
Logan 30 Acres pulled in some serious Mario coins off his Mario-themed YouTube empire. It was created a fan base of millions of people around the world who tune in on a weekly basis to watch him create skits, storylines, and even movies with his stuffed Mario puppets. Now, if you're unfamiliar, it might sound like some child's play, but these dolls have raked in millions of dollars for Logan and have allowed him to purchase some pretty spectacular things. Now, Logan's a big car guy, and over the years, he's owned multiple Chevrolet Camaros, including a ZL1, a Chevrolet Corvette Z06,
He is a
multiple
nerd.
Lambos, including an Aventador, and 2 Huracan Performantes.
The Aventador was amazing, but I think this car is going to be a lot more fun to drive. I really do.
He also got his first Camaro back in 2012 at the age of just 18.
And the reason I'm outside is because I'm making a video about my new
Rosacea
car that I
crazy.
just bought. I got
I like that
a
haircut.
brand new 2012 Victory Red Camaro.
He was also able to buy a beautiful home with his now
Damn.
fiancée Chili, who he loves surprising with lavish gifts. Now, along with a massive engagement ring from his recent proposal, well, he also bought her a Rolex for her birthday.
Wow.
Him and Chili have even turned their Lambos
That's
into
cute.
real-life matching Mario go-karts. Imagine that.
So
They both have matching Lambos, dude.
That's pretty
that
cool.
they made like Mario Kart.
Hey,
I
Good
love
for
it.
you, kid.
so
Yeah.
let me ask you this.
How long will this last, though?
Well, he's got to hit it while he can, right? I mean, that's what I would say. You can't stop.
But
You got.
save that money.
Yeah,
Frugal
yeah.
Sam's coming out.
I have
Don't
a-
spend it all on Lamborghinis.
I have a feeling he is. He don't look
Okay.
like he's that stupid.
I don't know. He looks like he's spending a lot.
Here's the thing, though. Like, it's yet to be determined how this new form of media, like the longevity of it, because technically, think about how it was in the past. Like, you had a popular show, you got paid a lot of money, and then when the audience started to decline a little bit, the network would fire you, right?
Right.
Now, the audience didn't 100% disappear. They just started to decline, and,
Yeah.
and then the networks moved on. So this guy, now, he may be at the height, or maybe his height of popularity was a couple years ago, but still, he could just I mean, he'll make less and less, but okay, you're making not $1 million a month, you're making $500,000 a month. That's half, and then you're making $250,000 a month. Like,
And most of the things you bought are probably already purchased. I would assume
so technically, if you can't get fired, then
in full. I mean,
then you'd probably just slowly make less money over time, but you could probably ride it out until you're making a modest $500K a year. You know what I'm saying? And like that's still pretty good for maybe you're in your mid 30s or something, but
yeah.
it's
That's great.
Yeah,
What do you mean pretty good. That's phenomenal.
Well, not based on him making like $1 million a month, but what I'm saying is like no one has any idea what the lifespan of these new media like people are, because we've never, it's so new.
Oh, we will.
Yeah. Like in 20 years, we'll be like, oh, that burned hot and now it's done.
You're already seeing some of that, and you're seeing it. Okay, like take for instance, and I think a couple of years ago, we had her scheduled to be on the show, but it never happened. Justine, remember her?
Yeah.
She was like a big, on Justin TV, and then kind of parlayed that into like doing like real acting, and then doing some YouTube stuff where she got, famous, right?
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah.
And she's been on the decline since, and actually I think pulled back and almost done more mainstream type stuff where she's working for companies and freelancing and doing like product reviews and stuff like that. And it looks like she's very comfortable just riding it in the lane. Now, is she as popular as she was, let's say, 8 years ago? No.
Yeah.
Not even close. But she's fine.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of money and does
Yeah.
well. Has millions of people that watch her, and just kind of, and it will continue to decline, but she's diversifying in different areas, so it doesn't really matter.
So there's another thing too, where it's like the content that this kid is making, like we're watching it and we're like this. And I was just telling you, Daniel, like I truly believe if Daniel was born, let's say in 92, like I think you would go the route of YouTube, or like at least
making
internet
videos.
entertainment.
I'd probably be making
Because-
videos. Yeah.
Because I don't think any of our audience would argue with this, but I believe you are 10 times as talented as this kid is. I don't even know him. Just
My puppetry is a little rusty.
well, just how quick, and then your creativity and stuff. I would put you against this kid and most YouTubers any day. So what I have a problem with is like the content doesn't seem that entertaining. And I know it's all subjective.
It's
and
not for you.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
isn't for me.
It isn't for you.
But for
'Cause,
the-
like, I don't either. But watching that first clip of like his latest video with the paper airplanes and the puppets, like to me, I already look at that and I'm like, the production value
kids.
of this is garbage. This is like
Yeah, it's
something
definitely for kids.
I made a music video to the Beastie Boys using Wendy's Happy Meal Potato Head kids when I was a kid that was more entertaining than what this guy's doing.
So if your audience is primarily kids, right, then the advertising that the YouTube sells for these videos, obviously more related
Is he
to
doing
kids.
like Juan's saying, and I understand what Juan's saying. He's like rationalizing content that's marketed towards children. This guy's content is like, is it marketed towards children? Because I don't even know where. Like, I don't want my kids watching a kid doing this creepy puppet stuff and buying Lamborghinis. Like, I don't want Maisie around that.
Yeah.
What is that?
It may be for like 8 and 9-year-olds or something, like 8
But he's
to
25
12.
years old. I
Yeah,
don't like.
yeah.
There's no. It's not like he's doing big comfy couch or Bear in the Big Blue House.
Yeah.
or,
It's just
like,
this weird plush
It's
puppets.
weird
and
material. Like he's materialistic weirdo buying crap and like doing puppet shows. Like,
I got worried because
garbage.
Tommy and Max love Nathan Gamers TV, and then this kid Nathan on YouTube playing what is that, Minecraft, and I thought he said the S word the other day, and I was like, wait, did that kid just say? He's like a little British kid. He's probably like 9 or 12 or something like that. And I'm like, did he say the S word? And I was like, I didn't vet this. I have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
and then I started looking. I was like, I was like, does Nathan curse? And like a bunch of parents
Do
already
you
asked.
curse in front of your kids?
Yeah, I do.
So who cares?
But
they hear it anyway.
I just like I don't know what he's saying because they're watching this
yeah.
like
You'd have to
What's
watch
he
the.
saying?
You sound like old Papa.
You'd have to watch the entire
Well,
thing to
they're-
vet it. I know what you mean.
they're 4 and 5. Like I don't want him like you I don't know what the hell he's saying. I don't know what kind of propaganda he's filling my kids. Like
Hilarious.
well, because it does. It makes me sound like an old man, but
Yeah.
I feel like if any parent wants to at least know the content their kids are watching, especially at this age.
Well, then you have to watch it with them.
Well, that's too. It's garbage. So that's the
Yeah, I
problem.
know.
Yeah,
it's
this is-
pure
But that's
garbage.
the only way to really vet it, right?
Is this like reality TV for kids?
I think so, a little bit.
It's
Kind of.
what bothers me, and this is the pure old man thing, and I understand, is that it just does the art. Okay, so, say if we're going to judge it all as art, right?
Well, good on the guy for
Entertainment's art.
making money, but the content's crap. Is
Yeah,
that what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying?
Well,
I mean,
if you're just going to...
I'd have to watch a full video.
It
Like,
ju-
is there an actual storyline and writing and?
he's trying, and I imagine this guy, and maybe there's some funny stuff to maybe a younger audience, like I said, but it just doesn't seem like it's worth $1 million a month. For you know what I'm saying? Like that's more than like a really good actor in a play. And
why don't you guys test it out? Make Tom and Dan puppets.
Well,
and
no, but
start making videos.
Yeah,
it doesn't work like that.
You would get no views or what.
I mean, like this one, it's like he did a movie. And Jeffy, I guess he has a character named Jeffy or something.
Okay, well, let's look at one of his highest rated
this
viewed videos. 5 million.
This one's 20 million.
Okay, 20 million.
24 million.
Okay, let's go to the 24
million.
Let's watch it. Samantha, you could judge.
Okay, I'm backing it up
Math
here.
test today.
Okay, here we go. And
so
let me
he's
put
doing
this on so everybody can see. Okay, here's a little bit of this guy, whatever.
Why you dumb elementary school?
Today, you have a math test. Today. And I hope you all study last night, because it's going to be a real...
Wait a minute.
This is kind of racist
That is
already.
racist. He's doing the Asian... Oh, you study... you study... This guy's
Asian
hilarious.
Guy
now I like
an Asian guy good at math.
Me and Norm are laughing.
Yo, let's cancel Super Mario or Super Bowser Logan.
I love it now.
Well, it says slightly racist. What do you mean slightly racist? The puppets get slanted eyes and goes...
I like it.
And it's giving you a math test.
You know what, Logan? I judged you too early. I didn't know you had a racist content. Now I'm back in it.
Very hard.
Very hard.
Oh, my
What?
God.
I didn't know we had a test today.
Me neither, dude. Oh, I'm going to fail.
Bowser,
I
Yoshi.
studied all night.
Cootie, why didn't you warn us that we had a test today?
Yeah, dude. Well, you guys wouldn't have studied anyway.
The audio sucks. The video sucks.
It's just plush. It's not even puppets. It's plush toys.
It's just hands holding up puppet. This is
Just,
crap.
see what I'm saying?
Hold on, let's see where this is
$1 million
going.
a month.
Hey,
Yeah, he's right, Joseph.
he's right.
Wait. What's that? What? Guys, I just found a penny.
Dude, is it heads up?
Yeah, it's heads up.
Oh, grab it. That's a lucky penny.
What, a lucky penny?
Yeah, hurry up and grab it, dude.
How's it?
I can't watch this.
Oh, I'm enthralled.
Yeah, I can't do it.
See what I'm
What
saying?
happens with the penny?
Like,
We were just talking about pennies. Good tie-in, Logan.
if Daniel, if you had used your talent, your God-given talent that I know you have, and that all listeners know you
Are
have.
you asking me if I could do a racist Asian math teacher puppet?
Of course you could.
Yeah, of course I could.
But you could
It's
do
the
it.
easiest thing I could do.
You could have done it better than this guy, Lamborghini.
Well, he could mic himself and all of his friends up. He's got
Right.
$5 million. He could buy a red camera and shoot it right and make it look good.
Doesn't need to.
You're
Kids
right.
are dumb. Kids don't care.
Yeah, you're right.
You were born in the wrong generation. You limited yourself with terrestrial radio. It only could reach the certain
Are you
area.
just trying to make me kill myself?
No, I'm just saying that it's all about what you got started, when you got started.
That's true.
The nation's environment. Like this kid just started doing dumb videos on YouTube. It blew up and
Well, good for him.
million
I
months.
hope
No, I know. It just
What's his girlfriend's name? Chappie?
this can't.
Yeah, it was like
this,
Chappie. I hope him and Chappie
thought it was
are
like Chunky or
I
something.
hope Chunky and Chappie are happy.
This can't last. This can't.
No.
Way. Because it's not. Even though I know the entertainment,
Kids
is
watch
not for,
unboxing videos, guys. I mean,
Some of those
at
are
least
better
there's
than
some
this,
kind of
though.
content
But how
there.
is your audience even worth that much money in advertising if it's just a bunch of kids that like nonsense?
Because it's views.
But the views don't.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
like the advertisers couldn't have got any return on their advertising.
There's literally nothing here.
It'll probably be like toys and stuff geared towards kids,
mean,
and then
all-
the kids beg their parents for the
Yeah,
crap they see
maybe.
on YouTube.
Yeah, all this is nothing here, and they're just handing him money. That's all I see. It's just like, here's some money. Here's a lot of money. There's nothing there.
I know.
His entire channel is garbage. It's just garbage.
There it is.
All right. We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
We will see you tomorrow.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Our producer Samantha is here, fresh off of buying and moving into her brand new house. Hey, congratulations!
Thank you very much.
Are you excited or just tired right now?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I'm full of bruises,
Yeah.
moving things, but
Moving is never fun.
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass.
I mean, even with movers, I mean, that takes off a huge chunk of it, makes it easier. But there's still that, you get that, like, edginess of, moving your stuff. Were you going far?
Not really.
Not that
I
bad?
just jumped on 417. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and you picked you had no choice, but it's a decent time. Nobody's on the road,
Right.
so that's good.
I will tell you, like packing up your old house and moving it to your new house, a big pain. But actually putting the stuff into your new house can be like a good feeling and therapeutic, and like you're starting anew.
Packing it is not good.
Yeah.
But putting it in, like I love walking into, like even like here when we were moving in here, like I saw the boxes and stuff, I got jazzed, like I get excited about it.
For me, every time I have moved into a new house in my life, like putting the living room couch in its new place was the sign to me of like this is now my home. Yeah. Like I don't know, whatever is the couch and any other thing. The bed.
It's a common living space, so you spend most of your time either on the couch or the bed, right?
It is the quintessential exclamation mark. Now, yeah, it's like you put that in there, and then normally, like for me, and I think every time I've moved, and Zach from Ohio left us a voicemail message. I'll spare us all.
Yeah.
We love you, Zach, but you call a lot, and I can't get to all your messages. Same thing with Neil. Look, I'm not going to ask you guys to not call because I love the participation. Just please understand that I can't get to all of them. But he asked how many times we've moved, and I thought it was a pretty interesting topic.
Yeah.
I have moved.
As an adult?
As an adult. I moved. Does it count college? Does that count when I take all my belongings to St. Augustine? Does that count?
Yeah. Well,
okay,
from your house that you grew up in to your first place, that's one move.
Okay, so house that I grew up in to St. Augustine is one. St. Augustine to Orlando by UCF is 2.
Oh.
Got a roommate still at UCF. Moved from there. That's 3. Moved from there to my place right behind the Volkswagen dealership off of Lee Road. That's 4. Then from there to Deltona, that's 5. Deltona to Small House, 6, and then 7. 7 times.
Yeah, this will be my 7th time.
7 times.
Oddly enough, Zach from Ohio, 7 times.
Wow.
Really? Hold on. Let me see. Like,
I wonder if that's like a
for my house
age thing.
I didn't move growing up
because we're pretty close. Even though like I'm an old timer, I've been parked. I say that 43. I'm not old, but I mean like I've been parked here for about 7, 8.
Yeah. When growing up,
Has it been that long?
Give me your rundown. I know, right? It has.
I lived in the same house all 18 years down
Wow.
in Miami, 6969 Southwest 82nd Court.
How cool is that?
I remember my phone number, 305-279-8507. That was my home phone.
Get rid of that knowledge in your brain because you need to remember other things that are more important.
Yeah. You literally can't remember.
My God, sir.
That's etched
Told
in my
him to
brain.
put something on the digital calendar yesterday. He forgot it in 3 seconds.
Czechoslovakia spelled CZECHOSLOVIKA.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know, but I'm Dustin Hoffman. I'm Tom Cruise. I got my own joke wrong. I'm Tom Cruise.
My pop-pop taught me that when I was a kid. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I guess we got to get you some new underwear. Is it definitely Kmart?
Take me to Vegas. So I moved from there to University Club at UCF.
Juan is just like, what?
My brain just melted.
Yeah. Well, somebody else is already melted.
Yeah. So University Club, that was first move. University Club to Coral Reef Drive across the street, the duplexes.
Okay, yeah, I know
live
where
with
that
the
is,
Grizz.
yeah.
That was second move. Then moved to Holden and OBT University Club with Crystal. Lived over there.
Okay.
Rough. Then from there moved to Heroin Alley, which was Goldenrod and Curry Ford. That's 4. Then there to Deltona.
See, I was close. I was Cimarron, Curry Ford.
Yeah. We all go through basically socioeconomic patterns, I think. You know?
That's what, That's basically.
It's a money pattern of where you can live.
So Deltona was a 5th place. Then Deltona to my current house is 6.
Almost 7.
Yeah.
So it must be 6 or 7 is pretty. Butler, how many times have you moved?
I feel like Butler moved a lot.
I feel like he has too. He's a
He looks like a bit of a vagabond. And with this new haircut, he looks like a Puerto Rican vagabond. I like it.
Yeah, Puerto Rican bond.
I came here this morning, and he's like, do you have anything special you want me to do with the clients? And I was like, whoa, you look great.
He's got a skin fade.
Yeah, he looks good.
I said you look
They used that black powder, too, to edge it out around the sides, and then he blacked in his entire beard.
Yeah. He said, just give me the Boost mobile kiosk.
He said, just give me the excellent window tint.
I'm the only one here that hasn't got a haircut.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
but your hair looks good.
No, it doesn't.
What do you want to do
It
with it?
looks
Well, you just
terrible.
have to trim the.
Why don't you get
ends?
the Mary Lou Retton,
What's oh no,
the little Bob,
No, I
Yeah.
can't
the
do a
Ramona
Bob.
Quimby? All right,
Um,
there goes my example of what I wanted.
I wonder if there's someone out there that's never moved.
Oh, it's had to.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
been a
because
thing.
there
Big Tim Murphy.
there are people.
He moves a lot.
Yeah, he does. That was the joke.
You know what's
Where is he now? Sanford?
He is in DeLand, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Or
No,
no, he
no,
went from
it's in-
DeLand to Sanford.
yeah.
Can't keep up.
There's
Mover and
a
a shaker.
a thing where I've seen this a couple times, and I wonder if it's like a more of a societal thing that I know about. But there's a thing about moving back in with your parents when they're old, like to take care of them, and then when they die, you just absorb their house,
Yeah.
and then you live there now.
But the last couple of years of their life, you're kind of abusive to them, right? You yell at them a lot, and like you do that thing where you're like, you act like you're gonna punch them, and they flinch.
Yeah. They're irritating. You're like,
Well,
"My
that's what
God!"
I envision. If you're like the guy that is
You
moving,
poo-pooed yourself again.
Yeah, I've seen
That happens.
I know.
I'm only borrowing these type of images that are in my mind from things I've actually seen. And normally, when I see somebody about my age who moves back in with their parents, there's typically some sort of drug abuse involved, and you're just trying to get back on your feet, and
Yeah.
you do like verbally abuse your older
Yeah.
parents.
Then you just wait them out until they die, and then you absorb the house,
Yeah.
and then you live there now. I'm telling you, that's a thing, and I didn't know that existed. But
And then do
I've
you
seen
have
some-
kids that will then abuse you, and then you die, and then the cycle continues?
Normally, your kids are already grown and somehow like distant from you because of some sort of like
Yeah, well, neglect.
Pure
Pure
you
neglect.
abandoning them and then not paying child support. You know, there's something like that. Then you move in with your mom who's still alive. Your old man died,
Yeah.
and then your mom dies, and you own the house because you just put all our accounts in your name, and it's like there's no will involved.
Strange question.
You just keep living there.
Strange question.
Yeah.
Where were Napoleon Dynamite and Kip's parents? Because they lived with their spiky-haired lesbian grandma.
Never got brought up.
Yeah, it was assumed that like they grew up in extreme poverty, and
Right.
their parents either drug addicts or like
I knew a lot of guys like Napoleon Dynamite and Kip
Yes.
growing up in DeLand. Like, I knew a
Yeah.
lot of guys who lived with their grandmas. Like,
Yep.
tons of guys.
There's tons of mentally ill people and drug addicts that have kids that have no ability to take care of them, and also they should have never had kids.
Juan's in here, contrary and crazy. He
What?
says they weren't super poor. They just lived in the middle of Idaho. They had cows to slaughter for meats.
Well, where were the
Is that
parents?
true? Would you read that in the comic, Juan? Yeah. Would you go back into some of the fan fiction? And
They weren't super poor. They seemed poor to me.
Yeah, it looked pretty. I mean, it didn't look rich.
yeah.
I mean,
They were.
oh,
not
is he
rich.
calling in to debate?
know.
Are we debating a movie that's like 15
Napoleon
years old?
Dynamite was poor.
I think he was poor.
Yeah, Midwest poor, like maybe not like homeless poor, but poor, poverty level poor, right?
I think he was not doing well.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we all go through a phase where all we have to eat is a quesadilla.
Yeah.
That's
Frozen
not.
quesadilla.
That's not rich.
It's
Also, what was
Uncle
he doing?
Rico.
He's working in like a chicken coop for like pennies, right?
yeah. It's just he's poor.
Does that movie hold up?
No.
I think so, but it's probably nostalgia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if I go and revisit it,
I learned the
That
dance.
was like my senior year of high school.
you
I
learn the
I
dance.
learned the dance during quarantine, and I videoed it, and then I didn't have
Oh,
the balls
really?
to put it up.
Really?
No, of course not.
Oh my god! I thought we don't typically lie.
I don't learn anything.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that? I saw that movie with Savannah at the Enzion before it even exploded. Like we saw it when it was just like this,
Indie, super
yeah,
indie,
super indie, and they put it out, and it was only on for like a weekend, and we saw it, and we're like, man, this is the best movie. And then like 2 weeks later, it was at like AMC.
Yeah.
That's how big that movie became.
Then
I
it
mean,
got-
it blew up.
Then it got effed out because it
Oh,
was just
yeah.
too popular. And
Yeah.
then it's like-
Everyone had a vote for Pedro shirt they bought from Hot
Oh,
Topic.
yeah,
I
yeah,
still
yeah.
see people wear Vote for Pedro shirts.
Yeah. It was a decent movie, well written, good acting.
At the time,
I
yeah.
enjoyed it.
That,
We did try and show it to Grift and Jesse's son, And he said he liked it, but I don't think.
Oh,
we watched it with him, and he didn't really laugh.
You mean the young teen rapper Lil Drummer Boy?
Correct.
Does he get dropping?
He said he wanted to do a rap battle with Tom.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't rap, so,
Okay.
Yeah.
but I'll
So he
still
wins
do it.
by default.
Well, no, I'll still do it if he.
Yeah, you should do it
over the phone.
There's nothing I would love more than Lil Drummer Boy to take on Lil. I don't.
Did you realize that there
Little
was
Syndrome. That's my name.
Did you realize there was an animated series that was
Yeah.
supposed to be a sequel to Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah,
I did not
There was
know
a
that.
there was a cartoon that was out for a while.
Yeah.
Which
And it-
too far because the movie came out in 2004. The animated series was 2012.
yeah, they waited too long.
You waited
Yeah.
way too long.
That happens a lot. You know, I kind of feel like Kevin Smith's done that sometimes with some of the animated things that he's done, like to go along with Clerks, and it's like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. And nowadays, if like Tiger King is already done, you know what I'm saying? Like we.
But it's not. There's going to be a new series.
Yeah.
But are they going to tell me anything new?
No.
I don't. I. That's why I didn't tune into anything other than like the original stuff they put out.
I didn't watch
because-
that update either.
Yeah, I didn't see the funny thing with old what's his name from Community. I forget that guy's name.
I do
Joel
like
McHale.
society is like, well, the new Tiger King, we got to get Joe Exotic out of jail and
He's
film
a
him.
POS,
And then
by
we're-
the way.
Yeah,
but
not
we're
a
like,
good
He's not a good person.
No,
That's
he's troubled.
That's not how it works. We're not a society. We're like, hey, this guy's entertaining. Get him out of jail. Let's go film him so we can have entertainment. And like, we're like, no, we're not. He convicted of.
We don't have anything to watch, so let that almost murderer out.
Convicted of paying someone to murder someone, and then a bunch of animal cruelty charges.
Right.
And it's like he is in jail, and there's no amount of public outcry that it's going to change that.
No. No. You want to do some emails?
Yeah.
I was going to, I know I've been printing some out. People have been, hey, throw me the email, show@tomandan.com if you want to get on it.
What do you want? You want a long one or you want a short one? This
my
one's
God.
This is a novel.
Yeah.
You can summarize.
Yeah, is there just like, I
don't know
the
if I can
gist
summarize.
of it?
Basically, this guy is talking about a story about his real man dad.
Okay.
It says, me as an 11-year-old kid, I was starting to find this comedy of errors quite amusing, and I didn't want to miss a perfect opportunity to mess with the old man. So while my dad was up complaining about the wrong food, they're at McDonald's. I got to read the whole thing because otherwise it's all out of context.
Hey, I think you found your third thing Juan was wrong about.
What?
He says in the chat room, so a bunch of movie blogs say that the Dynamite family was
Well, of
poor.
course. What did you
That's
think?
3. You got 3 now.
The helium balloon.
Napoleon.
What was the other one?
I think it's only 2.
No.
No, there's a second one.
Yeah.
There's helium balloon. See, it doesn't. If we can't remember, that's how stupid we are. Like, I can't
Right.
even remember what.
What's the other one, Juan? I
Tell
know
us, Juan, you
There's
know.
3 now.
Yeah.
There's only 3 times in the history of knowing Juan that he's ever been wrong.
All right, it says, as a kid, I would like to mess with my old man. If I could make him laugh, it was great, but if I couldn't, well, you can imagine. Anyway, my dad took our family to the town next to us when I was a kid. This was a bigger town than ours. They had a stoplight. They had just opened up a new McDonald's, and we were all going to go for lunch. We packed into the old blue Astro minivan and drove the 15 minutes to get to the neighboring town and go to McDonald's. We order our food, and my dad wants a milkshake. They told him they can't make a milkshake because the ice cream machine was broken.
That happens all the time, right? Isn't that the joke?
Correct. Incredulous, my dad could not understand how the machine was broken when they hadn't been open for a week. So the old man starts complaining about this while we are waiting for our food. The 16-year-old girl doesn't know what to tell him and looks like she might cry.
Oh, no.
We finally get all of our food and head to our table. As we're sitting there, my dad is passing out the food to everyone when he realizes they have screwed up our order. Now he has no milkshake and they have messed up the order. So my dad is really pissed at this point and he grabs the stuff that is wrong and takes it back up to the counter. Now me as an 11-year-old was starting to find this comedy of errors quite amusing, and I didn't want to miss a perfect opportunity to mess with the old man. So while my dad was up complaining about the wrong food and undoubtedly the broken ice machine, I made my move. I opened my dad's Big Mac and took the biggest bite I could out of it. Then I put it back in its box and set it back where it was. My dad finally comes back with all the right food. He can finally enjoy his meal after all the screw-ups and setbacks. Dad opens his Big Mac, sees a huge bite taken out of it, and yells in the middle of the full dining room, "What the F?" I think this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. My dad is about to go murder some pimply-faced kids with my younger brother and sister are terrified and trying to calm him down. Luckily, my mom steps in. She stops him from going to kill people and tells him what I did, which makes him want to kill me. Finally, he calms down and eats him a Big Mac, mad with his head down and not looking or talking to anyone. My old man isn't around anymore, but if he were, I imagine he would still be mad about all of this. I hope you enjoy the story.
That's a great
that's
story.
great, yeah.
Well done.
I'm not gonna be that, and it's something that I do feel bad about because my sons aren't gonna grow up with any like recollection of me being like a real man or like a tough guy or like a disciplinarian or whatever. Like I'm gonna be the goofy.
Comparatively, I think you're wrong.
Mascot of the household.
No. I think comparatively, I think it all goes. It waters down, and the level of influence I think is decreased incrementally every generation. So I think them compared to you will be what your father was to you.
Okay. It's just getting watered down now.
Yeah, I really believe that. Like, I think it's all a perception thing in that, like, look, I know I'm not Joe, not Joe Exotic. I know I'm not Billy. I'll change it to Billy. I know I'm like Billy fix everything around the house. I'm okay. I can handle some things, but I think about my dad, and I'm like, wow, he could do a bunch of stuff. So Maisie will think about me,
right,
and then maybe compare me to herself or maybe her friends and be like, oh, he can do a lot, because it's just going to keep moving.
Oh my God, they're gonna be real snow. Like I can imagine they're going like, my dad, he walked barefoot and was not that scared of spiders.
Yeah.
He was pretty scared of them.
But you're the fun dad. That's what they're gonna remember.
You are pretty fun.
But you
don't want the dad that is screaming, yelling at you, and is a quote unquote real man.
No,
you're pretty lucky. You don't have to be the disciplinarian. That's a nice shift.
It's more the real man aspect, just because. My pop.
Well, you're a boatman.
But
you're a gardener now.
They see through, they'll see. They'll be like, he dropped all the stuff in the ocean at the, they'll see the bumbling.
I mean, you got to remember the Gilligan was supposedly a first mate, which in nautical terms is pretty damn high. He's second in command. Like if Skipper goes down, and it's like what do we do? Skipper fell off the back, and we're out in the middle. We're 186 miles off the coast. What do we do? And in steps Tom.
I'm Slightly Gilligan.
You're a little,
which is an awesome punk rock band name.
Slightly Gilligan. You've got Gilligan syndrome. That is that's your syndrome.
Yeah. A little Gilligan head.
You got a little bit. Got a case of the Gilligans or Gilligans. What? Next email.
Okay. Do an email.
Hey man, longtime BDM here, pretty much since day one. I just wanted to say thanks for keeping the show going and providing the entertainment that you guys do. I just finished listening to last Friday's show and enjoyed the Delos interview and the rest of it as well. You guys are great, keep it up. Can't wait for the next event and see you guys all again. They are always great times, especially love the Beer Fest in Sanford. Have you considered doing an event at Tuffy's? Feels like a great fit for us. Take it easy.
Wow, cool email.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to do.
We were
going
to have Tom and Dan trivia at Tuffy's. Actually, we had to cancel it because of the pandemic.
We're pretty damn lucky that we get to come in here and do this because it's a nice distraction for us, and I realize that not everybody has that.
So we're just like everybody. We're just waiting to see what happens, and obviously we'll get back to events when it's appropriate. But that's all we know. Like it's a day-to-day scenario.
Yeah, it's sad. In the meantime, if you are a BDM or if you're on any of our Mediocre Time Facebook pages, or even if you just want to send the photos, send photos of events that you missed, because people have been doing that. I enjoy that. It's cool to look at that and be like, after every big event in the past, we've talked about this before, but I would get a cold or get sick because all of us would.
I would shake, let's say, hundreds of people's hands, and back then I wouldn't bring hand sanitizer or even wash my hands. I'd just shake people's hands, touch my face, and then I was like, whatever. I get sick, I go get a cold, and then get through it, and I'll be like, my immune system's better for it.
My traditional greeting for all BDMs was to suck their pinky fingers. I suck them good, and
so
can't do it anymore.
Now
it's a different world. No more pinky sucking.
It does seem a little more. You're going to be cautious. We're like, maybe I won't shake 500 people's hands and then touch my face and then assume I'm going to get sick. And it's like, that's probably not the most responsible thing to do, even in the future.
Hey, we had our original greeting almost correct. I mean, the touching of tips is. It's minimal.
Yeah, although
but we're gonna have to
it's the most dirty part of your because it's when it touches the ATM, when it touches the
we're gonna have to change it.
Oh, it's when I put my phone number in 7-Eleven for
they
the
need
rewards.
to come up with they need to come up with a device that you can keep on your keychain. that you can use to touch everything and get that just get it Ebola AIDS filthy and then stick it right back in your pocket. They'll come up with that.
Let's take a quick break. I know we're going to Skype a buddy we haven't talked to in a while, see what he's up to. He's out there in L.A. He's still in L.A.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yes, indeed.
So we'll talk to him, and then we got a little trip planned.
Oh, I thought we were going to do the Napoleon Dynamite dance.
Uh-oh.
And a little go-to show, but you'll hear in a little bit.
Yep.
So we'll be right back with more Corporate Time.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Hey, man, it's always cool in this. I never thought, it's funny, we never thought to ever do this to our friends that live in different parts of the country until we had a virus that was ruining our lives. So, it's...
But we could have done this before, no problem.
For years we could have been doing this because we had the technology. This isn't like new stuff. But on the line with us now, and I've missed this particular gentleman, not only because he moved to L.A., but because he's super duper funny, and I love him dearly. It's our good friend, comedian Akeem Woods.
How you doing?
Hello. I was gonna say Instagram because I'm seriously doing Instagram lives.
Yeah.
So Akeem, what's been going on? Obviously, all comedy shows are non-existent. So
it's getting better, but it was March and April were my two most lucrative months that I've booked ever.
I bet, yeah.
And they all went away immediately. I had like something like 48 shows canceled, 48 paid shows.
God,
I am so sorry, man. Are you still Are you able to do anything at all? Like, I know a lot of comedian friends of ours that we've talked to, whether it be Dan Cummins, Carmen Morales, are you jumping on any of these virtual gigs or anything like that?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of live shows and on Zoom, and they've been fun. They pay okay, and I have a bunch of merchandise that I've been selling because I was about to go on tour with Godfrey. We had like 3 weekends together, and that all got canceled. And whenever I work with Godfrey, I always buy a lot of merch because I always sell out. So I had ordered 80 T-shirts because I'm about to go. I'll sell out in a weekend and then I'll order more.
Yeah.
And then all of our weekends got canceled. So now I have like 80 T-shirts. Well, I have like probably 50 now, but I have like a suitcase full of T-shirts that I'm still that I sell online and on Instagram and throughout the Zoom shows.
Hey, man.
I sold a decent amount.
Shoot us a link so we can help you sell those shirts.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a link. Right now. Actually, right now it's easy. If anyone wants to, they could just message me on Instagram or Facebook at Akeem Woods, and I could just send them one over from my personal stuff. Instead of them buying them online, I can just send them what I have because I have so much left over.
There you go.
So it makes more.
Cut out the middleman.
Yeah,
straight to
the send the money right to Akeem. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Akeem, are you in your house right now?
I am. I'm in my room.
Because maybe we'll do a little quarantine cribs with you. I don't know if you're comfortable with that, but
my room is a mess. But I will happily show you the shambles that I'm in right now.
I want to see your setup. Let's start with the bed, because a bed will tell you a lot about a particular
the bed
person.
is going to tell you a lot. Well, okay. So the funny story about the bed, when you see it, I have a twin size bed on a queen size bed frame. And when I was on tour, when I was about to go on tour with Godfrey, I did the math. I was making so much money. I'm like, I'm gonna buy a new mattress.
Right.
So I had already thought about the mattress. I already pinned the mattress I was gonna buy, and then after the first weekend, I was gonna pay for it and get it shipped to me. But then all that shit got canceled, so I didn't get to do any of that. Let me flip the camera. How do I do that? Okay. Ignore the mess. But so that's my.
All right.
All right. Hold on.
Yeah, I could see there is the box spring that is for a queen, and then the one the regular it's more like a single on there.
I like the slats on the side. So if you do have a bad sex partner, you can kick them to the slats.
Yeah. And if you want, I can make it look like I can like throw a blanket over it so it looks like. If my room was clean, which it's not, I'd have a blanket on the corner so it looks less shitty. but my room's a mess, as you can tell, because I haven't cleaned it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
let me just remind you, you're on radio right now, just to help us not have to cut out so much curse words.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just reminding you.
Here's a suitcase full of my merchandise that I can't sell anymore. So
T-shirts.
T-shirts.
Exploding kittens. I see you're doing some board games.
Oh yeah, my roommates and I love that. And then here's a bunch of clothes, and there's an Amazon box.
All right, what's in it? What's in the box?
What'd you get?
Let's do an unboxing video.
Now, but what I got is a manscaping thing so I can trim my beard.
Oh, but you gotta charge it. It yanked my pubes out good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tom went in with like a 3/4 charge, and it just it epilated his bush.
Yeah, yeah.
And boy,
I didn't read the instructions. I just immediately
lot
went
of
for
whiteheads
it.
down there.
Yeah, and it was like pung, pung, pung. It was like a tiny
his bush looks
fairy
like
was individually pulling my pubes
your
out.
bush looks like Manuel Noriega. It's just all acne scars.
Yeah, and then there's a dresser, and then there's a lamp. It's very terrible.
No,
But if you guys have any artwork that you can send me, so I can hang up on the wall, so it doesn't look depressing, I would take artwork.
Well,
yeah, we could send you some stuff for sure.
So let me get a good look at your TV. And do you have a TV in your room?
Oh no.
Oh no, no TV.
He's got a phone.
TVs are free.
There's a TV in the living room.
Yeah, so you're no TV in the bedroom type of.
Can you show us the living room, or is that invading your room? Or you have roommates?
No, I can show you the room. I live with all comics. No one's awake right now.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
What time is it over there?
10 o'clock.
My God.
That's
early.
That's the TV.
Ooh. A lot of it looks very, very porno.
So
I mean, yeah, and then there's a bunch of video game stuff, and
nice,
and then the couch and another lamp.
Let's go.
And then it looks like a frat house because there's pizza and liquor and stuff. But
oh man, this is exactly what I expected when you live with comedians. I mean, this is
this is quintessential college dorm room. Beer cases next to the trash, and
you guys got a pretty big spot, man.
Yeah, it's dope, and it's usually pretty clean. It's just today's one of the days that it wasn't.
Look, man, we're all spending so much time inside. I don't give anybody any. It's like, look, we're all inside. It's gonna be messy because we're all inside all the time.
What is that? Like a 3-2 apartment in LA?
A 4-5-3.
5-3. What does that cost you? $8,000 a month? Oh my God.
Oddly enough, I am 5'3".
It's actually pretty. There's 6 of us who live here, so everyone has their own room, and then we share two people. We share bathrooms, and someone has their own bathroom. So the person who has his own bathroom pays more, but it's in the hood. So I pay like $6 something a month, but it's in South Central Los Angeles. So
at the corner of Crenshaw and Slauson at the swap meet.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I'll just say that the cops are out frequently.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was about to say, you got a 5'3" in LA. Something's got to give. And then what gave
It
was
looks nice inside.
Yeah, it's really nice inside. I mean, somebody rehabbed it. It looks great. The flooring's nice. You know, you have a Nintendo Switch. Do you play Animal Crossing?
I've been thinking about getting that. Right now, me and Justin, Justin, Preacher's brother Justin Lawson.
Yeah.
We just play Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah. People
but I've
love
been
that
thinking
game.
of getting that. Everyone's been talking about it. Maybe I'll get it.
Yeah, maybe we should all GoFundMe Animal Crossing to Akeem as a gift.
Yeah.
Because obviously
he's
not working right now, and then you could play with all of us because we got a bunch of BDMs, a bunch of listeners that are playing Animal Crossing now. Our group's getting huge.
Yeah.
But Akeem.
Oh, well then y'all buy me it, and then I'll
do
play.
it. I'll do it. I'll buy from the company.
But something tells me Akeem's not gonna like that baby game.
I think he will.
I love adorable things.
See?
Yeah, he does.
Akeem, this is all about all it is. There's no.
Why do you always
there's
get
no
crap
mission.
on it? My daughter loves it, and Akeem loves my daughter, so that means Akeem's gonna love it.
A 4-year-old.
I do love.
She misses you, man. I show her pictures of her. I go, "That's your daddy."
Oh, the thing is, I was supposed to be in Florida in April too.
Yeah, I know, man. We miss you. We miss the hell out of you, dude.
I was supposed to do Laughing Skull Festival in April, and then I was gonna go from Laughing Skull from Atlanta to Orlando, and then all this happened.
So, Akeem, what have you been doing for money? Like, have you got a part-time gig, anything like that, or just been doing small
So
online
funny story,
stuff?
and by funny I mean tragic. I signed up to do the census because I'll make a bunch of extra money. It's like $25 an hour here, so I'm like a bunch of extra money when I'm on the road. And then all the road stuff got canceled. I'm like, that's cool. I'll just do the census full time. And then that same day, I got an email. Hey, the census is postponed till July. I'm like, oh. So nothing. So I've been doing Postmates, but it's not that lucrative.
Well, everybody signed up for it, right?
Yes.
I know my sister-in-law was like, "Oh, I'll do Shipt," and then it turns out everybody had the same idea. That's what
Uber Eats, DoorDash. I mean, you name it.
Instacart.
Everybody started grabbing it.
And you find out
It's over. Yeah.
We're all not that unique as humans that we think we are, because we come up, like, for instance, Crystal came up with the idea, like, hey, let's get a dog right now, or at least a month ago. She's like, we're all at home, perfect time to train a dog, and then it turns out, like, literally that day, you see a news story, like, all dogs sold out of shelters because everybody's got a dog.
Well, that's because people are eating them. Because of meat, because of the supply chain.
It turns out whatever idea you think you had that's brilliant, it's like, oh yeah, if you think it's a good idea, everybody thinks it's a good idea. So it's nothing's unique. Everybody's doing the same thing. So Akeem, what have you been watching on TV, like show wise?
I binge watched what is that show? Love is Blind.
Yes.
All right.
It was terrible, but it was so bad. I'm like, I have to keep watching, but it was the worst show ever.
Yeah.
The show was so stupid. It's like, okay, so the concept of the show is love is blind. So you're supposed to meet people without seeing them and then fall in love and blah, blah, blah. But the whole cast was fine. Like, everybody was sexy. I'm like, how is love blind if y'all are all supermodels? There's no cross-eyed people. There's no short dudes.
You have to throw in a sloth.
I wanted a gremlin. I wanted a gremlin.
Me too.
And then they unveil. I'm like, oh my god, I still love this gremlin.
Right. That would be the real experiment.
So upset.
Yeah.
It was a waste of the show.
It can't be like fall in love with this person's personality. Then when you do, and then they reveal themselves, and it's a supermodel, and then you're like, oh, great, that's good.
Right. I already liked your personality, and now you're hot. Awesome.
I thought throw in a sloth.
I thought it'd be better if they actually took real blind people. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And then hooked them up with really good personality gremlins.
Yeah.
But then they have to get married under the guise that the blind person will get corrective surgery to regain sight.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But only if they stay married forever to the gremlin. If you get divorced, we gouge your eyes out.
That's a show. Black Mirror type stuff.
Now that is a show.
So I'm curious, Akeem, in L.A., obviously the entertainment hub of the United States.
Yeah, I mean, their economy is mega huge. They were saying that L.A. isn't going to open until like late July. Oh, you're saying August? I heard late July, yeah.
No, they just extended the lockdown for 3 more months, so it doesn't end until August.
Yeah, LA's no joke.
So with production and TV show and filming all shut down, and comedians and comedy shows and entertainment and that being so huge in LA, is there like an influx of entertainers that are going to the internet? Like, obviously, like some have done really successfully, like John Krasinski, and did that show, which I think based on the numbers, like he could just continue to do this show and it'll be more lucrative to him than any, maybe movies.
Yeah. Well, if he's monetizing, I don't even know the story there. I don't know much.
Well, it's on YouTube. I'm sure he's got now a production company behind it. Like there's a team of editors and things like this. Guy's not just like, I'm going to go to.
Are you still watching that?
Nah, it just pops in my timeline.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't see it very often, but yeah.
But it's got millions.
The rich people are doing fine because they have the budget to make this elaborate thing at their house. But all the starving artists are like, most of them are going insane. We'll try to film sketches. I filmed a sketch that's supposed to be coming out sometime next week that I think is really funny. And I did a sketch on LOL Network for Kevin Hart.
Cool.
And I've been trying to stay busy. I've been doing a bunch of stuff for Godfrey. Like Godfrey goes live every day for like 4 hours. So I'll join on him and try to boost my following with that. But a lot of us are just like doing delivery driver stuff, but it's so oversaturated because, like you said, everyone here is in the entertainment industry, so now all of us are driving. So like usually, like before when I did Postmates where I wasn't on tour, I'd get like 20 orders a day. And now if I work like 6 or 7 hours, I would get like 20 orders. But now if I work 6 or 7 hours, I'll get like 7.
Wow. Yeah.
And
saturated.
Godfrey's such a nice guy. Like I've seen him go live, and I'll pop in there and say hi, and he'll say hi back. You know, he's just like a good.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. So please say hello from us if he remembers us. He seemed to online a few months ago or whenever when he was going live.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just did his podcast. We just did a Mother's Day episode on his podcast that comes out, I think Sunday.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to check it out, man. Anything else that you want to tell our listeners and ways that they can hopefully help you out other than buying a shirt from you? Find him on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
It's at Akeem Woods, AKEEM Woods, WODS. You can buy my merchandise. If you follow me on Instagram, there'll be a little button you can click that says merchandise. It'll show you the merchandise, and you'll hear the joke I tell about it.
Sweet.
And then buy me Animal Crossing so I can play cute little
all right.
pandas.
We'll make that happen.
Other pandas?
Yeah, there's tons of pandas. Too many pandas.
Then I'm game.
Yeah.
But you'll see, Akeem. I think you'll be on my corner with this Animal Crossing deal where you're just like, this is boring, waste of my time.
Tom's gonna play it later today on Twitch. This is our new thing, Akeem. We make Tom play video games he hates on Wednesdays, and then we videotape it, and he's mad the whole time, and we just drink beer and laugh at him.
Why do you hate it? Wait. Are you both in the studio, or just?
No,
Tom?
we're all here. Sam's here. I'm here.
It's Florida. No one cares about this here.
Yeah. We've already reopened.
Everybody's on their Trump boat. We're partying together.
Yeah, we have a party later today where we just cough in each other's faces. We're having a cough party.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys making this.
I'm just saying. You went to L.A. and we're scared.
Yeah. What's weird here is that we're coughing on each other and it's raining money right now.
I just go down the street. I'm whipping people with my Trump flag. They love it.
Are you guys back open completely?
No, we're phasing into reopening.
We're not. But if you want to know why you're not open right now, maybe you should ask Jaina.
Who?
No, sorry. I just like saying China.
Oh.
China.
Don't make me.
Yeah, you guys opened your beaches and like 9 million people went to the beach and dumped trash everywhere because you guys are stupid.
Well, hold on.
No, everyone is stupid. We just get blamed for it.
I want to defend Florida for a second.
No, don't do it.
Because
No.
I do. Because
don't die on that horse.
Here's the thing.
It's not worth it.
I heard another podcaster, and I kind of I never take offense at all to anything. I didn't even take offense to this, but but it did make me a little mad for a second because he was essing on Floridians. He's like, oh yeah,
it's easy to do
unless you live out in Florida, and then you just do whatever. You're out the beaches, all crowded together, and just getting each other sick, like irresponsible, blah 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 blah. And then I was like, well, like these stories come out where it's like, Floridians go out to beaches and leave 13 tons of trash, but it was in the trash cans, and then also it's not like they scattered.
Was it?
Well, I'm sure there was some trash on the floor, but the picture they were showing was them.
I don't know. I read an article that the sheriff said that it was not in the receptacles.
Well, I'm sure it
I'm
poured
agree
over.
With Sam on this.
I doubted that all of a sudden
you can doubt it, but was that what actually happened? The thing I read was that it was all over the beaches.
I think it's a little bit of both, though. I think there is a card here that you want to over exaggerate what's wrong in order to have the story.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Of course, if you open the beaches and more people go back there after they've been clean and vacant for months,
there's going to be more trash.
The answer will be there will be more trash.
I was just doubting that all of a sudden Floridians just went to their local beaches and then said, like, you know what, I'm just pouring my trash on the ground, I'm throwing my trash on the ground. Like, why would they act like that now? I
mean, I can see that. They're the same ones that are protesting the lockdown and then wearing a mask. Like, the virus is fake, but it's not that fake. Like,
yeah, but those are the people not going to the beach. Like, what I've seen is like people just want to get out and go to the dang beach and
most of us
and be safe.
And, the person BDM. I think it's our BDM prisoner. I think I'll give him credit for this one. We have a guy actually that watches us every day on Twitch via lockup because he's allowed to have a phone. But, yeah, if you live here and you like the beach, you don't leave trash on the beach.
Yeah. And so there might have been a little bit of that, but the story of, like, oh, Floridians trashed their beach, 13 tons of trash. And then I'm like, well, on a Memorial Day weekend or a busy weekend, like, how much trash is there? Like, you know what I'm saying? You start, you know what I'm saying?
There's always a story with things you want to hate on. It's the same thing. They used to do that racist story every year about BCR, and when all the black people left Daytona Beach, look at how trashed it is.
Yeah.
No. And there were a ton of people for tourism. If you had white people, bikers, if you had spring break, it doesn't matter what it is, there's going to be trash. There's a lot of people.
And it's the same story about people that drink beer beach on the St. Johns River when they took a faraway picture of a bunch of boats side by side. I was there like a month prior, and everybody was parked like far away from each other. Like, there's no risk, and everybody's like standing on top of each other or whatever. It's like in their own boat. But if you take a picture from the side, it looks like an insane amount of people. But it's like, it's all how Daniel's right. Like, it's not a story if you're like, there was a lot of people out. People are kind of being cool and just taking it easy, being safe. But, everybody was being as responsible. Like, that's not a story. It's like, look how many people are out there. Look at these. It's all.
I think it's a mix. I think there are some people who being safe, who are going to the beach and just wearing a mask and keeping social distance. But then there's people in Jacksonville where that whole beach was packed, and there's no way you can be 6 feet apart. There's literally thousands of people at the Jacksonville, at like whatever beach in Jacksonville.
No, I agree.
I think it's a mix.
There is a mix. It's not all or nothing, and that's what it's all. But it's
everything.
It's
is
entertainment
all or nothing right now.
But that's what entertainment is. And if news is entertainment, it's gonna be all or nothing. Akeem, it's like when you tell a joke on stage, it's an exaggerated version of the story or whatever. It's
except for the lady he used to work with that he hated.
What do you mean?
Bridget.
Yeah, except for that Bridget joke. I really, really, really hate her.
I heard Bridget got COVID.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Knock on wood. I hope so.
Was that her beeping in? I heard your phone beep. I heard your phone beep. It scared me.
Well, Akeem, it was good talking to you. I want to check in with you again.
I guess there's no way we're going to get to see him until at least August,
let's do it in a couple. When are you planning on coming back to Florida?
I don't know. I can't go anywhere until clubs open back up because I can't travel unless I'm making money.
Of course, yeah. So it'll be a while.
I guess whenever your clubs open back up.
So we'll text you in a couple weeks, and we'll jump on a call again because it's nice.
And then we'll play Animal Crossing together. I really want to play this game with Panda Bear.
Oh man, Tom. We'll make that happen. We'll definitely make that happen. Hey man, take care of yourself. Give everybody you live with, all the other comics, some love from us, and we'll check in a couple of weeks or so. Okay.
Awesome, I will. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day, guys.
All right, man. Be good, Akeem. That is our good friend, Akeem Woods, live in L.A., living with Preacher Lawson.
Yeah.
Should have told him, go
Justin
wait.
Lawson.
Or Justin Lawson, not Preacher.
Yeah.
Preacher
Lawson.
probably got a mansion.
mansion.
Yeah, excuse me. I misspoke. Those Lawsons, man, they are funny guys.
A mansion in L.A. is different than a mansion in Florida.
That's true.
It's significantly more.
It is weird to see because I think a lot of people forget. You dose in your own reality, right? And you think, oh, everything's like this, and it's not.
No, it's different everywhere. That's
the thing people don't really understand.
And that's why when you give broad, like, hey, everybody in America follow this rule, you're like, what? How can you make one rule for every single situation? There's literally a million different situations that everybody lives in and a million different variables, and for you to say one broad thing that is supposed to apply to everybody, that's ridiculous,
No, I get it. You want to take a break, and when we come back, we will be on location.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with more A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan.